You love your house, but your family's outgrown it. Don't move. I'm Chip Wade, and I'll come in and tackle the massive renovation needed to keep you in your home and give you the space you need. This week, this is going to be an epic backyard. Literally a ton of wood here.
I'm intrigued right now.
This is the craziest thing I have ever been a part of.
You think you know what's going to happen?
Oh my goodness!
You don't. Today I'm meeting with Lauren and Cleet. They have a 1,200 square foot house, but almost an acre of land surrounded by a ton of woods. They're hoping I can bring some type of magic to their backyard. Wow, this is nice.
Yeah, so
Y'all weren't kidding, this is a nice lot. This excites me back here.
when I was growing up, I had a yard a lot like this. We love the woods and just how private it is. It's not something that you see every day in this area.
How do you guys currently use this now?
Oh goodness, how do we don't use it.
Y'all don't come out here very much?
No. With the snake holes and foxholes and poison ivy and the uneven terrain.
Especially, I mean, I know you have a daughter.
She hasn't been able to play outside, and that's the main reason that we got this. And we haven't been able to use this space.
What about this guy? Is it get used more than it looks like it gets used?
No. It's rusted.
It comes with a free tetanus shot, I hear.
Yeah, indeed,
Yeah.
yes.
I can think of 100 different things to put out here.
Yeah.
But for you guys, if it was finished, how would you like to spend time?
For us, I think it's maybe threefold. We have a lot of get-togethers, and we go to each person's house. It's kind of this unspoken rule that we don't quite go to the Terrells because we kind of can't quite fit
Fit
in
in
there.
their living room.
So I'd say having an area where we can host a party, that would be great. The second would be maybe a place for Ellery to play and our future kids to be able to play.
And as far as like everyday use, us having like just a place where we can just relax and read, and when we travel, we always look for a
The
place.
best reading place.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah. We're all about kind of experiences and not about stuff.
So
That's
a
great.
place that we can just be outside, enjoy nature, feel like we have escaped the everyday life.
Perfect. I love it. Cleet and Lauren actually laid it out for me really nice, and it's really exciting because they have a very cool lot. When you look out their backyard, it looks like they have 100 acres because it's just all forest, which is awesome.
So it's a blank slate.
It's a blank slate, so I'm thinking we get away from the house and actually create a pocket out here that feels like it's completely surrounded by trees, some type of solitude type location where they can feel like they have escaped. Okay. So what I'm thinking of is having 3 distinctive structures that have 3 distinct functions. I want it to kind of feel like it's part of the forest, but use a color contrasted material and shape that's much more organic, free-flowing, but kind of has that very architectural element to it, to where it feels like you've arrived at a space.
Did you get all that? Organic, free-flowing, architectural element?
No, you have to do this with your hands while you say that.
Organic, free-flowing, architectural.
Design it, man. We can build anything. You know that.
Feel nervous at all?
Mostly excited.
Mostly excited?
Mostly really, really excited.
Well, I'm very confident that you have no idea what I'm going to show you because I would not have even guessed this. I'm going to just plop it up on the TV if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Wow.
What I'm creating is a destination in the backyard.
Okay. What are those structures?
Okay, the 3 structures I'm super excited about. There's going to be the play area for the kiddos.
Oh my goodness.
There's going to be your reading structure.
What?
Kind of made for 1, max 2 people.
Cool.
And then there's also going to be what I call here a large pavilion.
We're gonna have a pavilion.
It's going to be a pavilion, and I'm not using that word lightly. There's going to be a fire pit and full seating on the inside of it. It's 25 feet in diameter and over 10 feet tall.
Oh my god.
Try to wrap your brain around what that is. I mean,
25.
We're almost as deep as your whole house is front to back in this pavilion.
Wow.
I actually made you guys more of a representation so that you could hold in your hand. If you can imagine, each one of these horizontal lines is 2 inches thick. So the whole point is when there's a fire inside, you're gonna be able to see the fire all the way around.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be piece by piece.
Okay.
By piece by never-ending piece. And then that'll just be one of the structures.
Yeah.
And then there'll be 2 more, and then ways of connecting it all.
Chip definitely addressed all of our needs. A space to play on top of a reading room, on top of a pavilion to entertain.
And I like that our backyard's gonna be kind of an experience, not just things back there.
It seemed to just get better and better. We're never gonna be inside.
I don't plan on it.
Guys, this is the location for the structures. Let's get our dimensions and we'll start laying this bad boy out. There's not a whole lot of demo to do in this backyard before we get started, but it's really all about layout. In my mind, I had envisioned the larger pavilion going more towards the left, the reading pod being somewhere on this end, and then the playground more on this end closer to the house. There are 3 distinctive structures, and they have to be nestled within the trees organically. We can't really go back because then we'd be dealing with that tree. I'd almost rather the door be kind of like right here. I think we're only really gonna need to take down like 2 trees. Hey, Patty. My wood supplier, he loaded up everything he has in his yard, and we're still about 1,000 board feet short.
You're kidding.
We are building these structures out of a specific type of Austrian spruce. I really had to select a wood with a lighter tone. I didn't want anything too dark, as the whole backdrop is all trees with dark bark and dark foliage. All this wood has to be the exact same, and he's saying everything in Georgia and South Carolina of this species is gone. But he said there are some lumber yards in Tennessee and Alabama that have enough.
Okay. So what are you driving at?
We don't have time for them to ship it. I need you to go today, get the wood, try to be back here by tomorrow. Can you do
Okay.
that?
Tennessee?
Tennessee. But take my truck, because I don't think yours is gonna make it.
Aw. All right, here we go. Road trip.
This is a mountain of wood. Good grief.
While we're waiting on Patty, the rest of us are gonna get on cutting all the rest of the wood that we have because there is a ton to do.
If you put every board end to end, this is approximately 2 miles worth of wood. That's one way to get it down. Clean up on aisle 3.
Now we've got to spread it all out in individual boards. Then we have to lay it out, cut each of the pieces individually between 8 and 12 inches.
You ready for the cut list? Yes. Give me something.
There's 4,692 pieces.
4692 total.
4,692, that's just in the structures, and then we have the fence to build, which will probably be about another 1,000.
Okay.
Everybody's got goals.
Yeah.
You've got a clear one, and it's breaching 5,000.
This is literally the craziest thing I have ever been a part of in my entire construction career.
Cheer up, Captain. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Only 3,642 more to go. Today is our day to start building these pods. It's time to start physically putting them in place. Patty! Patty back with the remainder of the wood, because clearly we have not cut enough wood. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you tracking it down.
There's been truck after truck of wood coming up our driveway, and I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go. I'm still crazy excited. With this backyard, it'll be something different, something unique.
Wow, this is a lot of foam. I'm gonna try to use styrofoam for all of these curve openings for my pods. I wanna coat it in cement, so it's gonna look like a concrete door jamb. That's awesome. I am totally inspired by what I see, and my mind kind of gets overtaken with this mountain of styrofoam around me. I think we can make some of the yard seats out of this. I can make seating, I can make structures, and even yard architecture. Okay, next. The possibilities just start to become endless. That's what I'm talking about. This is a lot of wood coming here with the speculation that this is gonna go in perfectly. I'm not gonna lie, this project has me really nervous. I've never done anything like this before. There's not a manual for it. Just kind of come here and go down through them. The big pavilion structure is very technical, much more so than the other two structures that we're building. It's the tallest and it's the widest. And I just am a little bit nervous that if anything goes wrong, the whole thing is gonna be a waste. How are we ensuring that this line is gonna be collinear with this line all the way to the top? When the Terrells look at this and all their friends look at it, any slight deviation from that perfect straight line is gonna just suck your eye into it, and that's all you're gonna see.
We're using the template at every junction. In order for the structure, when it's being built, to stay pretty much on par with what we're trying to accomplish, I've made a template, and it's a really kind of a cool system. So we just move the template, put it in place, fasten. It's actually working out great.
Perfection is kind of a necessity.
Perfection is what we are best at.
Clearly, it's hard to disguise this big albatross. This is clearly where your new doorway is going to be. It's a little rustic right now, but this foam doorway is going to end up being cement.
So I'm seeing a lot of styrofoam.
It's a pool party.
Is all the styrofoam becoming concrete?
Yeah.
It's hard to picture, you know, what it's gonna look like. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm intrigued right now with it.
Everything about what you're seeing here would freak me out if I was you. So
Okay,
if you feel
that's
freaked
reassuring.
out, that's completely cool.
Okay.
Because this is crazy, but it's gonna be awesome.
Good.
I promise not to leave any raw styrofoam in the backyard. That's just not cool to do that. What I'm gonna try to do today is start on the reading pod, which will actually be floating from the tree, and it's gonna be the same geometry, but only 6 feet in
You
diameter.
say floating?
It's gonna be floating.
In the middle of the air?
You didn't say that earlier.
It's gonna be up on a tree.
Seriously?
Straight up, this is the reading pod. It's
That's
gonna be,
I didn't know it was above ground.
really?
No.
Well, it's gonna be above ground.
I don't know how I had pictured it, but definitely not like that. And that's really exciting.
This is gonna be the level that you're sitting. Is gonna be about right here.
Will the tree be part of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
reading? That's really cool. I've continued to be very excited about the reading pod.
You're much more smiley now than when we were in the pavilion. This is good. This is a good sign. Man, this foam is falling apart.
I don't see how this is gonna work.
My foam door jamb in the big pavilion has pretty much come to pieces. It's just not gonna coat nice either with all, I mean, this technically should work, but we have mechanical things rubbing up against it 100 times in a row and breaking it into pieces. So it's been jacked around way too much to where it's virtually useless, which kind of makes my soul sink because I thought that was gonna be a great idea.
Regardless, we gotta come up with a fix.
What do we do at this point though?
I don't see how this is gonna work.
My foam door jamb in the big pavilion has pretty much come to pieces. At this point, it's a mild reference at best, and then it's gonna be garbage. We obviously have to come up with a new plan, which just makes my brain hurt a little bit at this point.
We almost need something flexible, like a piece of PVC. I mean, they make window moldings out of them all the time. How do they get that radius?
They heat bend it.
There's your answer.
Let me make some phone calls to see if I can find something. Have you ever done any heat forming? I'm calling everybody I know or who I've ever met who may have one of these pieces of equipment. Cellular PVC heat bending blanket. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm striking out on all fronts. If you come across anybody, let me know. I need it for literally tomorrow. I got all the PVC set up here. You requested some fiber cement boards.
Yep.
These are the insulators.
Perfect, set up perfectly.
When all else fails, I just call the company who makes the machine directly. How hot does this thing get?
We're gonna wanna take the material up to about 300 degrees on the surface.
No kidding.
It's gonna be pretty darn hot.
These are heating blankets that will heat our PVC boards to the point where they will become flexible so they can form our door jamb. So in 3 minutes, the PVC goes from limp like a spaghetti noodle to rigid and firm again. So we need to get it stuck in place beforehand. Yep, okay. Start creasing it. Here, do it right here, right here, right here, right here. This is already starting to harden. We got like 20 seconds before this is toast. We have 9 hands, and they're all getting burned, and we're on the clock to get it formed and in the right spot. No, that's not glued yet, but yeah.
I can't believe how hard that gets so fast.
So fast, right? We now have a smooth outside radius, which is what matters.
This is perfect for this one.
Dude, I love that.
Growing up, I kind of had this wooded backyard where I could just go and explore, and it defined my childhood. So it really means a lot to be able to use the land that we're living on for Ellery to have a place to just go and play and enjoy.
I'm having a little more fun with my kids' play pod. I'm forming it around a swing set structure I purchased, so it will double as a playhouse and a swing set.
The real challenge for me on this reading pod is certainly that it's hanging from a tree. I've never really built this complicated of a structure off the ground before, so I'm kind of on my own little learning curve. So what I'm gonna do is take these off and then start moving them back in where I can get it to look more like a bowl. Yeah.
What I want to do is create a structural ladder on the front of the reading pod. But right now it's all stilted up and it's real front heavy. And instead of creating some kind of other thing, I'd like to make the ladder actually the structural front. All of the little yard angular geode things, I don't even know what I want to call these things. Not boulders.
Gemstones?
Gemstones. Concrete gemstones.
I think that's it.
3 of them, I want to do our custom yellow mix. This is a bold, awesome backyard. Let's just go for it. All right, ready? All right, ready? What do you think?
Can we look up?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Is this even our backyard? Like, I need to make sure our house is back there. Wow! Look at all of this, and look at those chairs.
The area of most function is clearly the pavilion.
It's large but intimate at the same time.
This is amazing.
At night, when you're in here, it's gonna look like a magic land from the inside and the outside.
It's so beautiful. It's just gorgeous.
It's just gonna be a magical place to spend time. You have the reading pod that's really a real getaway.
Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous.
You like it?
Yes. This is so cozy. I'm gonna sleep out here.
This is really a challenge actually to get this thing to hang off the tree this way with no visible structure, but it's super strong.
So it's not magic.
It's not
Oh,
magic.
come on, Chip.
Okay, it's magic. It's magic. The third function you guys requested was a place for the kiddos to play.
That is adorable.
Everything back here, pretty much 100% custom.
I can't think of anything better.
And all the tie-in with the grass. I mean, we have grass. That's amazing.
It was a little bit hard to trust Chip because it looked a little bit out there.
Even when I look at it, I'm like, wow, this is different.
The way that all of this is structured makes complete sense.
Awesome.
You should always trust Chip. Oh, thank you so much.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Of
course.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a great day.
Our living room used to be where we would entertain, where we would relax, where Ellery would play, and now we have an incredible amount of space to do all three of those things. Just to have Ellery grow up with a backyard, that's priceless.